Hey everyone, welcome back to Climate Swings. It's great to be with you today, coming from a rather different location than usual, Barcelona, Spain. Once again, this episode isn't one of my regular interviews with a climate career trailblazer, but rather an update on my European journey that I previewed a couple of weeks ago. As of when you listen to this, I'll be exactly 2 weeks into the first stop, and I have to say, I'm already sold on this city. Frankly speaking, Barcelona has been nothing short of a revelation. The city really exists as this fascinating blend of contradictions that somehow work in perfect harmony. It's simultaneously ancient and cutting edge, laid back and buzzing with energy, peaceful and vibrantly alive. Walking down the streets here, you're just as likely to encounter a building from the 13th century as you are a sleek modern facade. The juxtaposition is really something. What struck me the most, and this is something I think many of you will appreciate, especially my stateside listeners, is just how different the urban experience feels compared to cities back in the States. Even San Francisco, which people consider relatively dense by American standards, feels almost empty by comparison. Here in Barcelona, the streets really pulse with life at almost every hour. There's a cafe culture that feels both casual and essential to daily life, and the transit situation is a massive selling point. The metro is clean, frequent, and really goes everywhere. Buses complement the system perfectly, and for anything else, there are bikes and scooters available throughout the city or simply your own 2 feet, letting you soak in the sights, sounds, and smells in this amazingly pedestrian friendly metropolis. I really haven't once thought I wish I had a car. Quite the opposite, in fact. A car here would be a liability, not an asset. It's really liberating to move around a major city without having to worry about parking or gas prices or traffic jams. Now, I expected pretty much all this going in. Anyone who's spent some time in Europe knows that its cities are by and large more dense and urbanized than in the States. What I really wasn't expecting, however, was just how international Barcelona is. Languages from across the globe fill the streets, of course, not as common as Catalan or Spanish, but you do hear them. And really good and affordable cuisine from places ranging from Vietnam to Mexico is right at your fingertips. Locals tell me that this explosion of diversity has come only in the last few years, as foreigners have flocked here for all the great reasons that I just laid out. Now, for those of you who follow this podcast precisely because of your interest in climate careers and sustainability, and I suspect that's most of you, on that front, Barcelona has been a really pleasant surprise as well. Over the past 2 weeks, I've connected with a number of people who relocated here, including some old colleagues and friends, and I've discovered a thriving community of climate professionals. From ag tech startups to circular economy initiatives, there is significant momentum building. Just yesterday, I visited Norskin House, which is the stunning beachside incubator and co working space for impact and sustainability professionals. I know I definitely have to join it if I do move here. What's fascinating is how integrated climate consciousness seems to be into the fabric of daily life. The city's approach to urban planning, transit, and even waste management reflects deeper commitment to sustainability than what we often see in American cities. It's not perfect, of course, no place is, but there's certainly something to be learned from this approach. I know that living here would provide even more opportunities to feel the pulse of climate action in Europe and beyond. Now, all of this has led to a rather significant decision. My husband and I have decided to change our plans somewhat. Originally, if you recall from my previous episode, we were going to spend May here in Barcelona, June in Madrid, and then July in Berlin. But Barcelona has really exceeded our expectations, and now we are simplifying our trip. We'll stay in this city through the end of May, spend June exploring Madrid, and then head back to the States to regroup and make some longer term decisions. Berlin was, frankly speaking, always sort of a third choice. The cold, dark winter months there definitely were a factor in our ranking. And now that Barcelona has proven to be even better than we imagined, we are confident that between it and Madrid, we'll find a future home base on this continent. Sometimes I guess you just need to be open to changing course when the evidence is right in front of you. So that's where I'm at, 2 weeks in and already feeling like I could call this place home. Don't worry though, climate swings will continue regardless of my country code. In fact, this new international perspective is already bringing some fresh dimensions to the conversations I'm having with climate professionals. In the meantime, I'd love to hear from you. Have you had experiences living abroad that changed your perspective on climate work? Are you curious about specific aspects of the sustainability scene here in Europe? Are you based in Europe? Drop me a message and let's catch up. And for those of you who tune in for my regular interviews with climate pioneers, don't worry, I will be back to my usual format next week with the second of my 2 live interviews recorded as part of San Francisco Climate Week. This one will be with Anku Madan, a principal at Obvious Ventures, a Bay Area-based venture capital company working on world-positive technologies, including a lot of climate tech, so you don't want to miss this one. Until then, this has been Climate Swings coming to you from sunny Barcelona. Thank you for joining me on this personal update, and I will catch you next time. Take care.